Hello everyone, hope everything's going okay today. Yep, this is James with the Simple Prepper. Driving, running errands today, picking up groceries, and just wanted to remind everybody, I'm not sure how much longer that EMP Shield surge protector sale is going to last. If you go to their website, you'll see they have the more you purchase, the more you save. Um, so like 20 off if you buy one. But it does couple with my discount code. So the Simple Prepper, no spaces, all lower caps, put in discount code in the cart before you purchase. And it'll save you an extra 50 bucks on top of the 20 bucks of the site-wide sale. So you would save $70. If you bought just one, it would basically wipe away your sales tax. They already offer free shipping, so just wanted to give you a heads up. It's been going, this same sale's been going, goodness, what, for about a month now or more? About a month. So I'm not sure if they'll run it through Father's Day or not, which is next weekend. But it's a good sale if you're going to buy quite a few at one time, because if you buy 4 more, it saves you 50 off per unit on the site-wide sale. Then you add my coupon code, you save another 50 off per unit with my coupon code. So that means 100 off per unit if you buy 4 or more other products. So y'all have a good one, and it's just a reminder, I have a little video link in my videos, link in my videos with my affiliate link. So hopefully it'll help add my discount code automatically in cart for you. So once you get items added to the cart, then when you're ready to purchase, you'll see the savings down in the ledger of amounts. So when you scroll down, it may not show my code in the coupon box. It's not a problem as long as you see the savings there, additionally to the site-wide sale savings in the summary of amounts. So when you see the summary of amounts and it's added it, I know when you do it on your phone, it doesn't show the line item listing, just total savings. But when you do it on your computer, then you see the line item savings, how much from the coupon code, how much from the site-wide sale, and then sales tax, and of course free shipping in the continental 48 states of the United States. Alaska, Hawaii, there should be extra shipping charge they add, or other countries. So just a heads up. But it will calculate for where you're ordering it to, any taxes. You guys have a good day. Oh, thanks for the likes. Hey, it was a little hard to see with the font being so small on my phone. DH programming. Hey, and Rose Bear. Hello. Hello everybody. Well, hopefully you can scroll back on the timeline to see what I'm saying. I was just talking about savings with EMP Shield. So there we go, EMP Shield. You can always text me for info if you need to, but that's also the barcode. If you like barcode scanning on a picture, save that. But definitely, if you have any questions, they have 37 different models of product for different items. You would be able to hook the product up to be able to protect it from possible EMP or effects of mega X-class solar flare that would come in on electric lines, like say it's for your AC electric in your home, or if it is for your vehicle, or different solar and wind electric generation systems and you have to know where to be able to hook these things in line with certain parts of that system. So, only company I found that had Keystone compliance fully test their surge protectors and far exceeded DoD's required specs for U.S. military use, but they sell to the public. So it's a modest price for what all they've put it through. And the neat thing about this product is the Siemens doesn't say it, and it makes it looks like Siemens FS140 and a few other products they have that you would get from Home Depot or other places to hook in with your electrical breaker box at home. It shows, okay, this light's on, that means power is on and protected. But neat thing about EMP Shield's product is the surge from the over voltage pulse will trip the relay for shunting to ground over voltage pulses, like say from EMP, and it shunts within about a nanosecond, then resets in less than a nanosecond. So it's really fast. They'll handle the E1 and E2 parts of an EMP, and then also E3 is the effects of a solar flare. Very similar to that. If it was a high altitude nuclear blast, the E3 part that they recognize as the effects from it would be the Earth's magnetic field resettling after the blast. That's way up, like say in space, to cover a big distance for EMP. The gamma rays, what they do is the gamma ray output blast from that nuclear explosion, while it wouldn't be kinetic on the ground because it's way up there, the gamma rays would free up electrons in the atmosphere from ionization in the atmosphere and cause those electrons to free up as a pulse all the way down to the ground. Most old nukes and DoD specs is up to 50 kilovolts per meter on the pulse, and China and Russia have both said their new nukes that they made for this are low kinetic yield but high gamma ray output, can cause up to 100 kilovolts per meter on a pulse on an EMP. So at least EMP Shield asked Keystone compliance when they did their test. While they did the test and they posted results for exceeding or passing on all the tests for DoD requirements, they had them do, how far can you crank this up? Because DoD's specs were for 50 kilovolts per meter. And they were able to crank it up to 90 kilovolts per meter on the pulses and still passed another 40 repeated tests with no degradation to electronics in the relay. So I think it could handle another 10 kilovolts to make 100 kilovolts per meter compliant. I think no problem. It can handle up to a 228,000 amp line surge. That's its like break point, where Siemens FS140 for the homes or business electrical, AC electrical, is 140 kiloamps or 1,000 amps line surge. So it's a robust surge protector, and that's why I like them. I have one on my car. If I'm out driving, at least I won't get my ECM module in my car fried where my car won't run. And most electronics in my car should be okay. Most cars are pretty resilient in the first place, and probably some may not be affected by EMP, and depending on how close to the epicenter. But I don't want to be in that 30 to 60% that may be affected. I want to be able to get home. There may be some cars out there still driving it, don't have it. But you know what? I don't want to take the risk that mine wouldn't drive after that happens. I'll be able to get to my home preps, and my home's protected, electrical system is protected. And then if I have to, because grid's down, then I can start up the generator for a little bit and do my own rolling blackouts for a couple weeks till I figure out what's going to happen. So, because the grid, well, at least with Texas, where I'm at, they did pass through all of Congress, House and Senate, SB, as in Senate Bill 75, which we're just waiting for the governor to sign off on that bill. And what that bill is for is to impose mandates for being able to retrofit our grid to be protected from possible EMP and mega X-class solar flare for the Texas grid. Come on, Abbott, sign that thing. It's bipartisan. It needs to be done. And then maybe it'll be a guideline for the rest of the states or national to follow. I think they're thinking about proposing something like this in DC in National Congress so that we can get our whole grid hardened. I mean, it would take probably about $60 billion to retrofit our entire United States grid to protect it from all this. But look, Japan's already done it. We're behind the curve. We're dealing with systems that are well out of date, but we don't have to redesign the system. We can retrofit to have these protections. Siemens and some of these other companies that make the big pole transformers, they're on the poles, and other electrical components for linemen to use and work on. They've already made these products and are available now. They just have to start installing it and putting these protections in place, just like Centerpoint down in San Antonio with was it CPL or I can't remember, CPS electrical. It's some of their electric grid in San Antonio, Texas, to be able to keep the military bases powered are already protected. So definitely need to do this all over. Keep our grid up. Keep those hospitals powered past their backup generators, fuel level in the tanks, you know. And keep the trucks going and keep the gas stations open and keep everything going so that we don't turn into Stone Age from having our whole grid go down. Plus, it would take, it'd probably take a year or two or more to be able to replace all the main big transformers that we have. And then also, because we have to order them, and then they take a year or two to build and get shipped. And man, how many would need to be replaced on those big guys? Would probably be 2/3, if not all of them, if they all suffered from out of phase frequencies on the electric they're pushing through it. So if it gets off that 60 hertz here in the US, then they start having real problems and overheating on the lines and shorting out those transformers. So if that were to happen, it would knock out our entire US grid as things are now. So these protections need to be put in place to be able to protect those things. And because if it all went down, I heard what they call it a black start, would take probably 6 months to a year to complete for all of the electric grid, different pockets of grids to be able to come back up, because they need electric from one to get going again. And that's after getting the big parts replaced. So 3 years of being without an electric grid. Can you imagine that? Yeah. And within a year, it's been studied, at least in the past, and it may be similar now, that if we lose our electric grid without having anything going, people can't get their meds, the seniors probably have a problem there, and other people that have conditions, no hospitals working, no gas pumping, everybody's on foot, grocery stores aren't open, and it'd probably be just some of the farmers holding little markets, and when it's gone on food. If they have old manual diesel tractors that didn't have any IC chips in them to keep them running, if they had enough diesel, they might be able to farm a little bit, but then they're back to horses and plows and then hand harvesting. So it'd be slow and go. It's not the fast production as farming is now. So yeah, it'd be third world, man. It'd be Stone Age. So maybe 80 to 90% of people would perish here if we didn't have outside help and resources that could help us. Because Canada may be affected, Mexico may be affected, some parts, you know, it'd all be down, man. Police can't get to work. You're not going to have any law, man. You might have old school lawmen in a sense, and they may revert to that, but it's only going to be mounted divisions with horses that could help. And then pumping water. You're going to be manually pumping water if you have a well that you can pump from, unless you protect these systems. Now, when they do protect the grid, just think, the grid may be protected from EMP, but that doesn't protect your personal and commercial assets. So being able to get fast surge protection so you don't have to buy an old antique car to make sure it can run, because you want a car to be able to run in with whatever gas you have left. Still, that's going to run out. People are going to be better to bug in and find resources if you're not in the middle of downtown places. And if you're downtown, you're probably going to try to bug out to a place you can camp close to water. Hopefully you got water filtration and other preps, you know, if you're prepared for it. Maybe a little fishing rod, something to start fire with so you can cook your fish. Hopefully you can find native plants that you can eat. You know, I recommend, what's that, Forager's Guide to Wild Foods. Great illustrations, buy the hardback. Because if you just save it on a phone or a tablet that's not protected by a Faraday box, that you have the file, the PDF of it in, and, you know, and those type of things, then having the hardback is going to be nice to be able to see the pictures and flip through and see what foods are native in your area that you can eat, and those that are bad. So you don't want to eat the bad stuff. And I know in Texas, in some areas, you know, you got dewberries, like the native vine of blackberries. You got different trees that may fruit during season. Pecans, you know, that's pretty good. A lot of pecan trees in Texas. So hopefully they get enough water they can produce. But the natives used to really live and survive on pecans and then other foraging, as well as hunting and gathering. So definitely have to think, what would you do if this happened? And would you be in a wooded area or close to wooded areas that do have, if you need meat proteins, local native critters that you know how to cook, how to butcher, how to cook. Find out what you can find in seasonings locally. And we're going to be deprived of salt. Once you run out of salt, you don't have any more salt. And people do thrive on salt to keep their electrolytes up. And it's good for a nervous system, at least modest amounts. You don't want to over salt, of course, but I'm salt sensitive, so, but I still need it. Well, anyway, okay, enough on the rant. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get the groceries back to the house. And hopefully I'll see you on another one. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. Just been busy and taking care of things. So you guys have a good one. My car was saying it was going to time out and shut off. You know, these Fords do that. But scroll down in my videos, you'll see the ad for EMP Shield. At least it's still on today. I'm not sure if they're going to cut it off this week or keep it through Father's Day. I don't know. And then also, if you want to see that documentary, Grid Down, Power Up, go back down to the third most recent video, or fourth. I think it says 01/18/23 or 2023, about Texas Congress, and it was a screening with showing these same weaknesses we've been having in light for Congress to be able to pass this Texas bill in the Texas House and Senate. So come on, Abbott, sign that thing. If you have any way to be able to email your representatives and stuff, get them to try to make sure that Abbott gets on the ball and doing this thing so we can start implementing it, because, man, we're behind the time. We should have been doing this a long time ago. Even parts of Russia's electric grid is protected. So, yep, I wouldn't doubt some of China is too. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you later.